Good evening, Holliston, and welcome to the April 3rd, 2025 meeting of the Holliston School Committee. Originally planned as a budget meeting, but we got something even more exciting. The budget hearing will be next Thursday on the 10th. So please come join us. So before we get into our regular agenda, we do have the consent agenda to approve some minutes. I think we're only going to approve for release the redacted version of the November 26, 2024 minutes, and we'll scrub the rest of them for later. So
thank you.
I will entertain a motion to approve that one set of minutes for release.
Moved by Dawn.
Second.
All those in favor? That carries. School committee individual comment.
I just wanted to say I had the pleasure of attending the kind of the inauguration, I think, of the Community Bridges Project this morning. Jess Beatty and Victoria Briggs and Laura Ryan all did a fantastic job of putting this it was kind of like a breakfast reception together, where they're really working to get students with special abilities connected with like local businesses, various, the Parks and Rec department, finding kind of cool internships and jobs, and it was just a really fantastic morning. The kids were amazing, so thank you for making me feel very welcome. It was really the highlight of my day, so thank you. It was very good.
I just wanted to comment about the fact that there's 5 students over in Paris, or I should say in France, for the French exchange, and a number of them spent the weekend in Paris, which is very exciting. So they're all having a great time as far as I know, and hopefully we'll have lots of pictures and they'll have stories to share when they get back, but they won't be back until after the break. But I appreciate the community supporting our exchange program, and I hope it continues. Thanks.
No comment.
Okay, and nothing for me at this moment. So we do have opportunity for the public to comment. If there's anyone on the Zoom that wishes to make public comment, please use the raise hand function, and we will get to you once we get to the people in the room.
Nobody's Zoom.
No one's on there?
No. There's somebody on there. Well, they popped off.
Great. Yes, please.
I didn't sign in, but
No, we didn't have a sign-in today. Wherever.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening.
Hold just one moment, Barbara. How long are we doing?
3 minutes.
Okay, we'll do 3 minutes, and I'll just let you know. What the
Yeah,
last
I'm not going to have 3 minutes.
Okay.
So thank you so much. Barbara Ryan, 14 Irving Place. Just coming from 2 perspectives, PTO and as a parent. PTO, we have a June 10th meeting. I know I need to email you to get officially on an agenda, just probably at the end of the year, kind of what we've done, where we've been, but always thank you for accepting the donations and going through that rigor, and this really helps in the classroom. So we thank you for that continued support. We're in a really good place budget-wise. Next year, we're looking probably to have similar, anywhere between $60,000 and $80,000 of direct support somehow to enrichment and or assemblies, those type of things. And the executive board will continue to make those decisions. And then in June, a plug for anyone who's here out there, there will be some open positions in the PTO. So, and always looking for volunteers. So thank you. I think I was reading today, as a parent, I'll put my parent hat on. Certainly, the environment of the question whether the Department of Education at the federal level is going to remain intact or continue to seemingly be dismantled. I have a concern, not only as a parent, but just I'm sure there's thought around, does federal funding really impact the state of Massachusetts? Where does it impact it, and how does that trickle down to the town of Holliston? I'm particularly concerned about children with different and special needs. I don't know if that's the appropriate way to say it. I like to say say different abilities in my world, because we all have abilities. So I'm really concerned about that. I'm sure this is on the mind of our administration and all of you, but I just want you to know, as a parent, I have concerns not only for my own child, but children everywhere, and that's part of my pediatric hat that I wore professionally too. So I'm sure you're thinking about that, but I just wanted to put that out there as something that I hope you're thinking about, which I presume you are. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to you and the PTO for all your generous gifts, and we love accepting them. They're very nice gifts to accept. But as far as the stuff going on at the federal level, we are absolutely watching it, and it's a bit scary, especially with the news this week of the $106 million that was sort of.
It impacts every
withdrawn.
student,
Yep.
and it impacts our staff, and thank you for being aware, so thank you.
Ms. Canoni.
Hello. Ann Canoni. Again, I wasn't going to come tonight, but I'm just so passionate about everything that's happening in math at Holliston Public School System, and I'm tired of watching it go backwards versus forward, and I just think we have to really think about where we're headed. So I came here in the fall. I've come many meetings, and I was hoping last week was my last week. But I spoke in the fall to explain how difficult it is to be a teacher at the current time, especially a math teacher in Holliston Public Schools. We are constantly under a microscope to adjust our standards. We have new curriculum with minimal PD support, and the continued uncertainty of the math program between RAMS and HHS creates more anxiety for all of us math teachers. As you know, in the fall of 2023, the 13 math teachers on the Math Curriculum Review Committee voted to reinstate levels in 7th grade math and continue to offer levels in 8th grade. The administration did not like that answer, and if I recall, Joni Menard stated at a school committee meeting that we did not have time to discuss levels, which is not true. We went down rabbit hole after rabbit hole to discuss the levels. There were several meetings, we just talked about it, and we had to stop, it had to be controlled because there were so many conversations. So here we are heading into the fall of 2025, almost 2 years later, and we still have not listened to the math teachers, the experts. I was on the school start time committee, and we had all these people on there, and at the end, I remember Dr. Kuska saying, let's listen to the experts, the administrators. They're the ones that know the building. So you guys went with a different plan, which I respect that and I get that. But as math teachers, we're not being listened to. Another committee has been formed to complete an in-depth study of the direction of the math program at RAMS, which will have a domino effect at the high school. My hope is that whoever chairs this committee comes in with an open mind and listens to all sides, because I don't think that is happening. I myself wouldn't be able to facilitate that meeting, and I think there's a lot of other people that wouldn't be able to facilitate it because we come in with our ideas. And I think we have to, we can't be looking at apples to oranges. We have to be looking at studies that are not private schools, they're not charter schools, they're not schools that are not compared to Holliston. And here we are waiting again. So I do think that, I hope that whoever does chair it will come in with open mind. At the last few meetings, it has been proposed that you are going to remove, or RAMS proposed that you remove the geometry standards from the Algebra 1 curriculum at RAMS. Instead, these students will learn these standards in replace of art class using IXL and a math tutor. So a math tutor, not a math teacher, which is not direct instruction. So we're going to take away an art class from these students and have them learn geometry on a computer. This is like taking away a recess for these students. I encourage you, all of you, to speak to your children to get their feedback on IXL. It is not the best program for learning, and students they don't like it, so I don't know how they're going to learn on it. And I personally don't want my child to be learning that way, where geometry is fun. It can be a fun class. Okay, no, I want to finish. I'm almost done. In addition, other school systems have done it, and I notice you have in your budget 3 new math tutors, 2 at RAMS and 1 at HHS. How will these tutors be integrated into the school system? I'm concerned that we are hiring more positions without a plan in place, and I think that we really need to have a solid plan moving forward, and I worry that we don't. Thank you.
Just one quick correction. It's 1 RAMS math tutor and then 1 at the high school.
I thought there was 2 in the budget.
No, the 2 is in footnote.
Okay, all right, okay.
It's all my fault.
I thought I was reading wrong.
So, thank you. Because of we were trying to keep the agenda brief. No,
that's fine. I'm just-
I took the opportunity for our central office administrators to comment off there, but we have public comment. You are obviously certainly more than members of the public, but at least members of the public. So if there's anyone from central office who has any comments.
No, I too want to just thank Victoria Briggs and Laura Ryan, along with their support from Jessica Beatty. It was a wonderful event today, and I will say Laura approached me during COVID. This is something that she's been passionate about for years, and then because of the hard work that Jess supporting them, it came to fruition, and I was really pleased to see what our students are accomplishing and some of the people in town, the communities in town, and the businesses in town that are having them work there. Just to Sarah's point, it was wonderful to see, and the highlight of probably my entire week and maybe even longer. So thank you to them.
I will be sending out a district curriculum teaching and learning newsletter tonight. Please check it out. Tons of great videos and information and pictures of students doing wonderful, engaging learning in Holliston. So check it out.
I'm just kind of reiterating what Dr. Kuska, Ms. Fitzgerald indicated. Just also just going to add to that is to advocate to our businesses out there and anybody that's listening to this to please open your doors for our neurodivergent students, especially these are Holliston residents. Oftentimes, or many of them are in our 18 to 22 program that are looking for employment and opportunities that exist within our community. So if you just have questions or curiosity and you're a business owner in Holliston, please reach out to either Ms. Beatty, Ms. Briggs, or Dr. Ryan. Thank you.
So moving on to really the reason why we're here tonight. We have a high school schedule MOA that we reached with the HFT and the teachers. And so we're here tonight to vote on ratifying that or not. I just want to say before we get into discussing the MOA and voting that this has not been an easy process, and certainly I think I'm just speaking for myself, but I'm sure other members of the committee recognize the sort of confusion and difficulty this has put a lot of people in throughout the entire process. And what I would say is that was certainly unintended, but we were working towards trying to find a solution with the teachers that would improve and increase student learning and outcomes. And it was with the students in mind that we were working on finding the solution for. So I think that personally, I believe that the solution that we did arrive at is a good one, and I hope that the teachers will ratify this when they vote on Monday, the 7th. But just quickly, we don't have a full presentation, but just to kind of go over it, it's fairly similar to the schedule that we emailed out to the community as we were working through the schedule. It is a 5-period-a-day schedule with 64-minute periods and a 41-minute DSB. Students will take 7 classes at a time, and so it's what's called a 7-drop-2, which is obviously you're taking 7 classes at a time, and each day you drop 2 of those classes to have 5 classes at a time. This is a very common schedule across the Commonwealth, including with many of our neighbors, Ashland, Needham, Hopkinton, just to name a few. That said, there are different implementations of this schedule, so not every 7-drop-2 looks the same, but the few remaining items that we had yet to agree on with the teachers, we were able to agree on over the last week, and so we've had the ability to review this, and now we can discuss it.
So again, in the 7-drop-2, students would be able to have math as a full year course, and also foreign language as a full year course. I think we received a lot of feedback about the 77-minute blocks, which would, regardless of whether we had stayed with the existing schedule or after we moved to our AB block, the blocks for would increase. And I think we have heard feedback in the past about how long the blocks are. This 7-drop-2 brings it back down to 64 minutes. I think that's an important change.
With DSP continuing every single day as part of that schedule?
Yes.
Yes.
For 41 minutes.
And there'd be opportunity for extra help during the DSP period, or one of the DSP periods a week, right?
Correct. Some of the DSP periods would be, it would vary based upon the teacher, but there would be, they would be available for specifically for extra help outside of what DSP is, traditionally.
And band and chorus would be a
Band and
regular
chorus would-
scheduled class.
Oh, sorry, and to be clear, this is, I can't believe I forgot this one. This is for the 26-27 school year.
One more time, 20.
This schedule that we're voting on will go into effect for the 26-27 school year. We definitely heard a lot of feedback from the community about the speed at which we were moving, and a lot of the fact that a lot of work needed to be done, and so we agreed to this when it was presented as starting in the 26-27 school year, and really appreciate the fact that the HFT and all the teachers engaged with us on this 7-drop-2 schedule.
Right, and where the registration for our high school students was going to end tomorrow, Principal List has now extended it to April 14th. Is that correct? Yes, so Monday, April 14th.
So there's still time to meet with your guidance counselor.
Yes.
If you need to, like mine is.
And so while, obviously the HFT isn't voting until Monday, one of the things that I'm looking forward to most about hopefully having a ratified schedule is the fact that we will be able to remove ourselves from a lot of the decision making and really ensure that Mr. List and the rest of the central office administrative team, are able to lead the charge on its implementation, working with all their partners in the schools and also seeking feedback from the community. That said, obviously, if you have concerns, you are more than welcome to send them to us and let us know.
But reinforcing the chain of command of going through the administration.
Correct. Yep.
I think it's important too.
On operational issues.
Through this whole experience, all the questions, individual questions that came up, like what does this mean for me? I have this situation. I think it's important now to have that year and have those questions answered. So I think it is, without the haste that we have now or have had, having that year is going to be important. And I do want to thank the HFT and I think it was mentioned last week, all the teachers it's not just the HFT, it's the teachers that came together and collaborated on this. And I think this is a positive direction.
Yeah. I would just ask one thing, there have been lots of questions about AB versus other things, and I know that if the schedule is ratified by both parties, Mr. List will begin communicating details to people. I would just ask for a little bit of additional patience as they work through it. There are tons of different things that are going to need to be decided and worked out over the next months, maybe even year, whatever. So please, make sure that your voice and concerns are heard, but also be patient as lots of the details need to be worked out, because this is even more than the AB is a dramatic change in sort of the schedule. So lots of decisions need to be made over time, and I'm sure some of them may involve us eventually after Mr. List makes a recommendation with the central office, but on program of studies and things like that, the traditional role of the school committee. But because I can guarantee you that if the HFT ratifies on Monday, no one will be able to tell you what a schedule will look like the next day. So just.
And that's why it's important to know 26, 27.
26, 27.
So we're not switching schedules again for 25 to 7-drop-2.
And is, Mr. List, are you continuing the informational sessions within the classrooms? You mentioned that you were having information sessions with, sorry, I know you're,
So we had informational sessions this week with students and finished that up with counselors. And I met with each of the classes. And then should everything ratify, then we'll send out information for folks so that they know what to do and sort of replay that time where kids can go and talk to the counselors or make shifts to what their requests have been.
And the HFT is not ratifying until, well, they don't have their vote until Monday because they have to give a 7-day notice. Right. So whereas we just have to give like a 2-day. So I just wanted to, it wasn't like anybody's trying to delay anything, it's just their process.
Yes, that's a good point. Any other thoughts and things that were questions?
No, I feel good about it. I'm just, hanging on my,
just
let's
really,
go.
yeah.
I hope that they ratify it so we can all move on, but that's.
Yeah, and I guess I just want to thank the students too for really bearing with us. I think it was difficult. We listened to you guys, and we know that it was difficult these last few weeks, trying to figure out what was going to happen, what next year was going to look like, what future years were going to look like here. So, just you guys were troopers, and
And
thank you.
it is difficult, right?
It was difficult. It's a challenging change, and anyway, so thank you.
I just think, it is difficult not sort of having certainty on the future of what your classes are going to look like, what your schedule is going to look like, and what that might mean for your future and for college or for your careers, and how that is compounded by all the other uncertainty that's going on in the world. And it's not easy.
Unnecessary stress.
Yeah.
It's challenging. So I certainly appreciate bearing with us as we try to figure this out. Okay. So if there's nothing else,
Do we want to put it up on the big board or no?
we could certainly the MOA.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to put up the? Okay. Do you have the MOA?
I can find the signed copy.
No, I don't have it. I didn't actually ever get the.
Okay. If it has to be a signed copy so much, it's just so that everybody can see what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Dan, you want me to share with you? Or,
Here, I got it.
I'm not on this. I can share with Johnny.
I got it.
Do you have it? You got the cut? You got the? I can forward it to you.
Did you hear from Kathleen Buckley?
Did she? Was okay. Yep. So
Just remember that.
yeah. Well, so we just send them. She's not here. So you can sort of scroll down. Yeah, there you go. This is actually slightly, there's one, there's one more sentence. No, there's just one more sentence in the official signed version, which is just simply that it's subject to ratification. That was added at the right at the minute, and it just says this agreement is subject to ratification by the committee and by Federation membership at the high school, which was always what we were operating under the auspices of, but it was added by council at the last minute. Not last minute, but right before we signed.
Can you make sure to send us the signed copy when you're?
I need to remind Lisa to scan it and send it to me, so, yeah, I don't have it
Yeah, I
yet.
don't think it was scanned yet.
Okay.
Yep.
We haven't
For-
signed though.
For anybody looking at this, I just want to make sure the language is clear to everyone. The second to last sentence, evaluating the schedule yearly does not mean the schedule will change yearly. Because
That's also current contract language, so yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, we always wrote that. Yeah.
But yes, evaluation is not changing. So, with that, I will entertain a motion to ratify the memorandum of agreement, which is a tentative agreement on the new schedule for the Holliston High School for the 26-27 school year, based on a 7-drop-2 schedule format as laid out in the MOA.
So moved.
Second.
Who's seconding it?
Hillary did.
Okay. Hillary? Okay.
Hillary.
All right, we'll take a roll call in just a second, just so you know, we do, the town manager, town administrator is given the opportunity to vote. I think that on our sort of main contract, I couldn't quite find the language to know if that was something that was necessary for something like this, but I did extend an offer to Ms. Buckley, and she would have been happy to attend, but I also thought that it wasn't necessary. She didn't want to and didn't need to take more time away from her personal time. So with that, we'll vote. Frank?
Stink bug. Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Cynthia?
Yes.
Dawn?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. So we have now ratified the MOA. I will communicate that to Ms. Catona, the HFT president, and we will go forward from there.
Okay.
And there will be a communication going on.
Next item.
So the next item on the agenda is to discuss a communication.
Just go with the agenda.
Thank you, Sarah, for putting this together.
Yes.
So I put on here general community. I'm not exactly sure what I was thinking about when I put that on there, but so we can, unless there
We'll continue with our Holliston
Yeah.
reporter updates. We just put one in for the last meeting, which was just last week. So we'll do another one for this one.
it's great. That's,
But then, yeah.
and so looking at those specifically at a high school schedule, communication, Sarah was nice enough to spend some time putting that together. It's in our drive. Do we want to discuss it further? Do people have changes?
Let's read it.
You want to read it? Okay.
Should we put the date at the top of it?
Yep.
Is it going to go tonight or tomorrow?
Since we have Dan here, we'll send it out
Tonight?
tonight.
Oh,
Oh,
so we'll
sweet.
just say tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it?
Sure. And this, Dan, is to parents, guardians, students. If we just, no worries. There's so many different lists, and then the community list too.
Yeah, just so that's.
I think given the fact that the teachers have not voted on it yet, I don't.
Everybody's addresses.
Not
Names, emails.
staff, just because they have not voted on it yet. I just want to be cognizant of that. But if any staff are watching, it's just that we're just trying to make sure we're obeying the rules. But then if we could maybe post it also on Facebook, so that way the public can see we're not part of it.
Shall I start?
Oh, you want to? Okay,
Do you
yeah,
want me to
sure.
read it?
Well, yeah, we put the date in it.
I put the date
just
on.
did.
Yeah,
Where? Oh, okay.
right on the top. Is that okay?
Dan, the internet's really slow. It took like a minute for the date to pop.
Okay, so dear parents, guardians, and students, we are reaching out to provide an update on the Holliston High School schedule. The Holliston High School, the Holliston School Committee and the Holliston Federation of Teachers have successfully reached a tentative agreement subject to ratification by both parties on a new 7-drop-2 schedule for Holliston High School. This new schedule was ratified by the HSC at our meeting tonight and will be voted on by the HFT on April 7th. The tentative agreement stipulates an implementation for the 2026-2027 school year. Under the new schedule, laid out in the tentative agreement, students will take 7 classes at a time with both semester, which are half credit, and year-long classes, full credit, with 5 classes meeting each day on a rotating basis. Each class will meet 3 or 4 times per week and 5 times in a 7-day cycle. Each class will be followed by a designated study block, DSB, once per cycle. Further, teachers will have some DSBs as designated extra help periods for further opportunities for students to receive additional support from their teachers. Classes will be 64 minutes in length, while the DSB period will remain 41 minutes. This structure is designed to support year-long learning for core subjects like math and world languages while allowing for half-year electives. Additionally, band and chorus will be offered as regular period electives, as was planned under the AB schedule. We recognize that this has been a difficult process, and we want to thank the entire community for your valuable feedback, thoughtful input, and patience. We especially want to recognize all of the students who have endured this period of uncertainty with their high school future, especially at a time when uncertainty abounds everywhere. We also want to thank the HFT leadership, all of the members of the schedule subcommittee, and the entire group of high school educators for their collaboration and dedication in helping us reach this point. Ultimately, we believe that this new schedule will enhance the overall student experience at HHS. We realize that many of you continue to have unanswered questions about what exactly happened, how did we get here, and most importantly, what will the next year look like as our educators and high school leadership work on implementing this new schedule upon HFT ratification. These are all very legitimate and reasonable questions. We expect to continue to put out additional information over the coming weeks, and you can expect even more details from high school administration as they more fully take over the process in collaboration with the teachers over the coming year. In conclusion, please do not hesitate to continue to share your opinions with us about this schedule or anything else you want to bring to our attention. While this process was anything but smooth, please know that our goal at all times was to improve the educational experience of the students of the Holliston Public Schools. Ultimately, students are the main focus of everything that we do. Sincerely, the Holliston School Committee.
I have two things.
Okay.
You said, let's see, in that paragraph, hold on. In that paragraph, or your second paragraph, where you're describing each class, you said each class twice. So it says each class will meet 3 or 4 times per week and 5 times in a day cycle. Each class will be followed by a
Can I
designated.
just say and will be
Yeah, it
followed?
should say and will. And then my only other thing is that you said
That's a good catch.
we will, in the 4th paragraph, it says we expect to continue to put out additional information. Instead of put out, can we say disseminate?
Oops.
What about share?
Share.
Or share is fine too.
Share. I like share.
Share's better.
It's a little.
Sharing is caring.
It's sharing is caring.
Sharing
Don't steal my motto.
Wait, that's your
You
motto?
can't have it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it is.
Thank you. Those are good catches. Thank you. Any other edits or comments?
So I think that this actually reminded me now of why I put on general communication. You know, do we want, not tonight, not write it tonight or anything, you know, do we want to sort of request that the communications subcommittee put together something on more of an overview of sort of once everything is sort of finalized, assuming that it is, put something together sort of on the process.
Going
What do you
forward,
mean?
or
What do you mean, though?
No, so, you know, there are a lot of questions about what happened.
Okay.
In terms of when we started, where we were in December, all of those pieces, I guess.
You mean just kind of codifying what
I'm not really codifying it, I'm just more giving, like,
historical perspective? I mean,
No, I'm not like even saying the record. It's just more. There's just a lot of questions about, you know, what's going on, and I get, you know, for us, we were living it sort of, you know, intensely, and most people don't have the same, you know, probably masochistic.
My sense is move forward.
I think we need to move on. Yeah, let's move on and
I'm
move forward. If
happy to
people have
answer
specific questions.
I was just going to say that. Specific
So-
questions, I'm happy to
Yep.
answer or
Okay,
talk
no,
about.
it's fine.
If we continue to, if we, going forward, if we have questions about how we got
We can put
here,
it on FAQ.
we could always
Yeah.
Okay.
We could put it on
readdress
FAQ.
it too.
No, I just wanted to talk about it, just
Yeah.
because, there was so much
I know there's,
confusion about that, so.
yeah, I personally just, I think I'm just thankful we've gotten to this point.
no,
It
absolutely.
was definitely harder than I ever anticipated it would be, and that was unfortunate, but I still am thankful for where we are right now, and full steam ahead.
I think this is will be a huge improvement. And really meeting a lot of the sort of issues that were identified, through numerous different reports and.
Yeah, but if people have specific questions, I think we are all happy to answer. So feel free to email.
But that's process questions in terms of how we came to the policy, but more,
Well, they're
anything
specific-
operational needs to go not to us, because we're not really going to be doing the day-to-day.
Please,
Yes,
I can't build schedules,
no, nor do I want to.
nor should I. Because,
Do we need to vote on our communication?
Should we vote on?
yeah, so
Thank you again, Sarah.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the dissemination of this
Sharing.
sharing. The dissemination of this. All right, did you go ahead and make the motion?
Okay.
So moved. Or you make the motion. Motion to share the communication.
Motion to send the
The
communication out.
communication.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, all in favor? Yes. Thank you. You should have all access and everything to it, so just, if you could send it out, put our email addresses at the bottom, and then just, subject, Holliston High School schedule update. Maybe put a date on it now, because we've been sent so many of them.
Yeah, you might want to put April 3rd on that.
Yeah, put April 3rd, Holliston High School schedule up to April 3rd. All right. Well, we have 3 hours, so what should we talk about?
Oh, my God.
All right, I'll entertain. We do not have a reason for an executive session. Are you guys good? Okay.
They ain't stopping.
I'll be able to kiss my kids goodnight tonight, so.
Perfect. We do not have reason for executive session. Our next meeting will be next week on April 10th for our budget hearing. So we've disseminated our budget. If you have questions, please come.
Shared our budget. Shared our budget.
We've shared our budget. We are presenting our budget to the Finance Committee on Tuesday. And so then we will do the budget update on the 10th. Anyway, no executive session. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved by Cynthia.
Second by Dawn.
All in favor?
Yes.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much. Have a good night.